One of my favorite actors of all time is Robert Redford. He has done so many classic films in the 60s and 70s and beyond, but today he's mainly known for giving us the Sundance Film Festival, which is just a great reason to really get into cinema and a great opportunity for smaller films to be seen. And so I respect him in that manner. And every once in a while he'll actually make a film. He actually, I think, is an Oscar-winning director for a film that actually won Best Picture, Ordinary People, I believe in 1980. But and I think he's actually going to be in a Marvel movie soon. I don't know if it's going to be like the next Avengers or Captain America. I think it might be Captain America, but I'm not too sure. I'm gonna have to check on that. But he has a new film called The Company You Keep, which he actually stars in his own movie, and the cast of this film is just huge. I think if I was an actor and Robert Redford said, "Hey, you want to be in my movie?" I will say yes. You want to know what it's about? I don't care. I want to be in a movie with Robert Redford. That's how I felt going into this movie, because the cast is just super long. There are people that have extended cameos that get acknowledged in the credits. It's a huge laundry list of films, but I'll try and name off a few. Of course, Robert Redford is in his own movie, and it does star Shia LaBeouf, and Brendan Gleeson, Susan Sarandon, Sam Elliott, Julie Christie. Gosh, who else is in this movie? Britt Marling. Gosh, there's just so many people in this film. But the main people that we actually really get to know are, Shia and Robert Redford. And this film deals with the past and the present. Now, in the past, there was a group called the Weather Underground that didn't really enjoy what was going on in Vietnam and decided to do a lot of terrorist kind of things. They weren't very happy, so they decided to do a lot of terrible things to get their point across. And so we fast forward to the future, and one of the members has now been captured, and we're wondering, hey, how does Robert Redford, a lawyer who has a small child, why is he involved with the Weather Underground? How is he involved, and why is he on the run? So that's really the gist of the film, and why we should maybe care for Robert Redford, and why maybe is he guilty or is he innocent? Why should we care about these things? And I think why we should care about these things is because this movie gives us a lot of really good reasons and a lot of good opportunities to really give a damn. I gave a damn. I cared. I liked the performances in this film. I thought that Shia, even though Shia gives off a good performance, his look was very, very distracting and kind of took me out of the movie every time he appeared. Not that he was bad. He wasn't bad. I don't know what the look they were going for. And they do try and tack on a love story between him and another character, though, which I don't really want to give away much for people who want to see this movie, because I think this movie is worth seeing. I think this movie is worth your time. I think it's got a lot to say about what's going on in the world then and the world now. It does feel a little preachy with its message, but nothing to really take me out of the experience. I felt very entertained while watching it, and very interested to find out, is Robert Redford really involved? Is he really a part of this group? And how and why? Those are the questions that were raised while I was watching this movie. So kudos to the movie for keeping me invested, even though I felt at times it was a little predictable and a little, how do I say? It's kind of just the same kind of thriller we've gotten. It's nothing too surprising, nothing too. My life has not been changed after watching this movie, but I didn't need that. I didn't expect that. I just, I wanted to see Robert Redford do what he can do. I mean, he can give off a great performance. He can direct a film very well, give us something to really care about, give us something to connect with on a human level, and I felt like he did a good job. This movie might not be remembered like his great thrillers of the 70s, including, I think, The Day of the Condor. I think that's one of the ones he was in. That's a really great thriller, dealing with politics and all that jazz. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie, and I would definitely recommend you go see it, if you can find it, if you can see it in your local theater. So I'm going to give The Company You Keep 3 strong, solid stars. I'm MovieManCHAD. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Twitter and I'm on Facebook. And please go to WeLiveFilm.com and subscribe right here on YouTube to We Live Film. And also go to WhoYouTube.com. Man, I wish I would see movies more in the daytime because I can get this beautiful natural light. Man, I need some lighting. Once I get the money, I'm going to buy some lights. Bye.